Hello everybody, I'm Miss Jen from Fountaindale Library. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a do-it-yourself storage box. These boxes look like this. They are perfect for storing jewelry or money or small toys, or you could even use them as gift boxes if you have a small gift to give to somebody. So the only supply you're really going to need for this project are paper and scissors. You can use any kind of paper that you want. I have scrapbook paper here. You can use printer paper, you can use construction paper, you can use cardstock. Cardstock is going to make your box a little bit sturdier, but it's going to be a little harder to start. So you might want to wait until after you've practiced a couple on regular paper before you use cardstock. Optional supplies, if you want, you can use a pen and glue stick, but those are not required. So I'm also going to show you how to make your box a little bit sturdier if you do use just regular paper, and I can show you that at the end. So first, you're going to need a square piece of paper. Most paper is going to come like this, and there's a super easy way to make it a square, so you don't have to get out a ruler or anything to measure it. You just fold it. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold, I'm going to turn it over this way so you can see, you're going to fold it diagonally and make sure the edges line up really good. So you're going to fold it so it looks like this, and then you're going to cut along the bottom. So I'll go ahead and do that quick. Okay, and now you have a square piece of paper to make your box. It's okay that you folded it because that's actually the first step of the project. So you're going to start out with your piece of paper. You're going to make sure that all of your folds are going backwards, so the design is going to be on the front of this. So you're going to start out by folding it diagonally in half, which is what I already did, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it again and make sure that the crease is nice and sharp. You want to have nice sharp creases with these. So here it's folded in half. You're going to open it up and fold it in half the other way, like this. And you really do want to make sure that your folds are right in the center of each thing. Now you don't have to do this. I'm going to do this just so it's easier to see on the video, but what I did is I took a marker and I marked the center dot because I know sometimes the folds are kind of hard to see. So our next step, you're going to just pick any corner, it doesn't matter which one, and you're going to fold that corner into the center dot like that. So I'm going to do that, and again, really sharp crease so it looks like this. Now you're going to take the section from here to the center, and you're going to fold that in half again, so it is going to look like this, and really make that crease sharp. So now your paper is going to look like this. You're going to do the same thing starting from the bottom and fold that up to the center. So it's going to look like this, and then you're going to fold that part in half again. And this is what you end up with. Okay, so go ahead and make sure that your creases are nice and good, because that's going to make a difference with the structure of the box at the end. Okay, so you unfold it and you can see you've got all these vertical lines. Now you're going to take the other side, other two corners, and you're going to do the same exact thing with those. So we have the one side folded, and then this side is going to come up to the center as well. And then you have the same shape going the other way. When you open it up, you have a nice grid on your paper. Okay, so this is where it's going to get a little tricky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw lines on my folds so you know where to cut. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. If you can figure it out on your own, if it makes it easier for you, you can go ahead and cut. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of the corners and you're going to look at the folds. This is the center fold right here. You're going to cut along the line or the fold that's on either side of that center. And you're only going to go 2 squares down. So again, I'm going to go ahead and put lines on mine so you can see, because you're only going to do this on 4 of the lines. And it's going to look like this. So going down 2 fold lines, so you're not cutting all the way to this center, just those 2. So I will go ahead and cut those. Again, if it's easier for you to have the line on there, go right ahead and do that. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so then it's cut, and it's going to look like this. All right, now it's time to assemble the box. You're going to take, we'll hold it this way so you can see it better. You're going to take this side and fold it back like you did so the point is touching the center. You're going to take the 2 sides and you're going to fold along the where it's already folded and just fold it in like that. Do the same with the other side. And I'm sure you won't be surprised to hear me say, make sure that those folds are nice, or the creases are nice and sharp. I'm just going to fold it in to make sure this crease is up. Okay, so now you have, it looks like this. We're going to flip it over this way and do the same thing. Fold that corner right into the center, and then you're going to fold the edges in like this, and then the same on the other side. Okay, now that we have those folded, we're going to go to these sides and just refold along the fold to make sure that those creases are really nice and sharp. You can use your fingernail, you can use the side of a pen, a credit card, anything that'll give you some nice pressure to do that. Okay, so now we'll open it back up again so you can see. What you're going to do is we are going to assemble the box by taking the side, opening the flaps a little bit, and folding it into the center. So then it'll look, you're building the sides of the box right here. You're going to do that on each side, like this. Then you're going to take these side flaps and just fold along the folds and tuck it in the center. And this is where having the creases really sharp will help, because if you do, you don't need glue at all, and the side center is just going to stay. If it's not staying, go ahead and put some glue in the middle like that. And then it will stay assembled. So this is a box. Super, super easy to do. Now, because this was made with scrapbook paper, it's not super, super sturdy. If you wanted to make sure it's a little sturdier, you can take a piece of cardstock and trace along the inside of the box, which I have already done, and then you can just insert that inside like this, and that's going to help keep it a little bit stronger. Now if you make 2 boxes and you want to make them to insert, all you have to do is squeeze it in just a little bit and shove it in, and then there you have a box that you can give to somebody. Sometimes if you're using the same size paper, it doesn't always fit perfectly, so you might have to squeeze it a little bit, or when you make your square, you can just cut a slightly smaller square, and that will fit out perfectly. So a couple of tips. Keep in mind that the way your paper is not necessarily going to be how it is on the box. So if you remember, this was the way the paper I used. It's horizontal lines. but when you fold it, it ends up being diagonal. So if you want your box to have diagonal and vertical lines, you'll need to actually measure out the paper or make sure that the paper has diagonal lines, if that makes sense. You can make these any shape that you want. So these were made with regular 8.5 by 11 papers. You end up, when you make the square, you end up with a smaller piece of paper like that. You can fold that, and then that's going to end up super small and tiny like this, and you can have another really cute little box for that. So I'd love to see the boxes that you make, and I hope you have a lot of fun with this. Thank you.